Hi, this is Soft Cell Electrical and I'm your host John. Today we're going to go over dimmers. Dimmers are a very popular item and a device that most homeowners can install themselves as long as certain safety measures are taken. Always make sure the power is turned off and then test the power before proceeding. Read all instructions. I'm a master electrician and I still read instructions. Dimmers come in a variety of sizes and are used for a variety of reasons. As you listen to me talk, you can look at the handy chart I have made for you. Dimmers are used for many applications, and depending on the type, they can be used to regulate the speed of a ceiling fan, the brightness of a light, or even the water flow on a small patio fountain. There are a few things you need to know before deciding to use a dimmer. The first and most important thing to know is how much wattage your target device is going to use. As a general rule, you want to use a dimmer or rheostat that is rated at least 125% more of what the load is actually going to be. Ideally, you do not want to exceed 50% of the dimmer's rating. I can tell you from first-hand experience that if you use a 600 watt dimmer on 500 watts worth of lights, your dimmer will fail. For this lesson, we are going to assume that you will be using a single pole inline dimmer. If you don't know what a single pole switch is, you need to watch my video on how to wire a single pole, 3-way, and 4-way switch. Otherwise, keep on watching. Let's look at the ratings on the dimmers and their availability. The most commonly available dimmers are rated at 300 and 600 watts. 300 watt dimmer is fine for a single light, perhaps a spotlight over a sink. If you have a kitchen with 2 or 3 can lights, pennants, or perhaps a 5-bulb bar light in the bathroom, then a minimum of a 600 watt dimmer is recommended. The next size up is not usually standard and will vary depending on the manufacturer. They usually vary between 1000 and 1200 watts. If your kitchen or your chandelier has more than 6 bulbs, it is recommended that you get the higher rated dimmer. That pretty much covers dimmers for lights. For ceiling fans, there are double dimmers available. One side of the switch is for the fan and one side is for the light. These are special switches and you do not need to worry about the wattage rating. Last on the list is a dimmer or rheostat that will control a large amount of lights, or a control pump motor for, say, perhaps a water feature or fountain. This dimmer is actually what we call a rated switch, and it does come in a standard size, which is 15 amps. That is 1800 watts, and you will not find this in any public hardware store. You will only find it at an electrical supply warehouse or online. But trust me on this one. Fountain pumps use a lot of wattage, and a standard dimmer will last about 30 seconds, so it's worth the cost and effort to find a 15 amp dimmer. Looking at the chart and notes I have provided for you, you see the dimmers I recommend far exceed the used wattage. The reason is that dimmers ratings are misleading. A 600 watt dimmer used on 550 watts of lights will fail fairly quickly. Also know this: unlike regular toggle or rocker switches, dimmers put off a fair amount of heat. Many times my clients have remarked the dimmer plate is warm to touch. This is normal and poses no hazard. To summarize, use the chart to select the proper size dimmer, and when in doubt, get the higher rated dimmer. I hope this information has been useful to you, and remember to always turn the power off before installing any electrical device and read all the instructions. Thanks for watching and have a great day.